If you are over 60, 65, or 70, there is a silent danger quietly shaping your health every single day. And most people never realize it until damage has already begun. It is not disease, it is not genetics, and it is not simply old age. It is the slow, invisible drift into an unhealthy lifestyle that feels normal, because everyone around you is doing the same. Doctors from the Mayo Clinic and Harvard Medical School have warned that after 60, the body becomes far more sensitive to daily habits. Small choices now create big consequences. What you eat, how you move, how long you sit, how you sleep, these details begin to matter more than ever. Yet many seniors are told this is just part of aging. Weaker legs, lower energy, poor balance, weight gain, shortness of breath, stiff joints, cloudy thinking. But here is the truth most people are never told. Much of this is not inevitable. In fact, research published in the Journal of Aging Research shows that lifestyle plays a larger role in health after 60 than it did at 40 or even 50. The body changes, but it does not shut down. Still, many seniors fall into one dangerous belief: I can't afford to be healthy. They think a healthy lifestyle requires expensive food, gym memberships, supplements, trainers, or special equipment, so they quietly give up, and their health slowly slips away. And that is the real risk. Not lack of money, not lack of time, but lack of the right information. Because there is a powerful truth that doctors, geriatric specialists, and longevity researchers now agree on, some of the most effective health habits after 60 cost absolutely nothing. No prescriptions, no payments, no complicated routines. And once you understand this, everything changes. Geriatric doctors, cardiologists, and longevity researchers have been saying something quietly for years. But it is finally becoming impossible to ignore. After 60, lifestyle matters more than medicine. Dr. Mark Hyman, former head of the Cleveland Clinic Center for Functional Medicine, explains that many chronic problems seen in older adults are not caused by aging itself, but by years of small daily habits adding up. Dr. Peter Attia, a physician focused on longevity science, often reminds patients that the body keeps adapting, even in the 70s and 80s, if it is given the right signals. And the science supports this. A major study in the New England Journal of Medicine showed that simple lifestyle changes, movement, nutrition, sleep, and stress reduction can significantly improve strength, blood sugar control, balance, and heart health in older adults. No expensive programs required. Researchers from Harvard School of Public Health also reported that up to 80% of heart disease, stroke, and type 2 diabetes may be influenced by daily lifestyle choices, even later in life. That means your actions today still matter. This is why many doctors are changing their message. They are no longer saying, just take this pill and accept decline. They are saying, your body is still listening. Dr. Andrew Weil, author of Healthy Aging, explains that the body has an innate healing capacity that does not disappear with age. It only becomes more sensitive. Gentle movement, simple food choices, breathing, and routine can have a powerful effect. Even the World Health Organization now emphasizes functional ability over age. In other words, how well you move, think, and live is more important than the number on your birth certificate. Yet here is the problem. Most health advice is designed for younger people with fast metabolism, strong joints, and high energy. Seniors are often given the same advice and then blamed when it does not work. This creates frustration, confusion, and sometimes quiet hopelessness. But the experts agree on one thing: older bodies do not need more intensity. They need more consistency. And consistency does not cost money. It costs awareness. And that is exactly what we are building here. If you are watching this and quietly thinking, this sounds nice, but you don't understand how hard it is at my age, you are not alone. Many people over 60 wake up already tired. The body feels heavier. The joints feel stiffer. The motivation feels distant. You may notice that simple things now require more effort. Getting up from a chair, climbing stairs, carrying groceries, even standing in the kitchen for too long. And it can be discouraging because inside you still feel like you, but your body does not always cooperate the way it used to. Some days you may think, is this just how life is now? Is this the beginning of the end? Did I do something wrong? Others feel frustrated because doctors tell them everything is normal for your age, but deep down it does not feel normal. It feels limiting. It feels like life is shrinking. And then there is the emotional side, watching others move faster, feeling left behind, depending on family for things you once did easily. That can quietly hurt. No one likes to talk about this, but many seniors carry a silent fear. I don't want to become a burden. That fear is real, and it deserves respect, not dismissal. Some people also feel embarrassed about their health, about weight gain, about weakness, about needing rest, so they suffer quietly and say nothing. Others have tried diets, exercises, or routines and gave up because they were too hard, too painful, or too confusing. So they stop trying, not because they are lazy, not because they don't care, but because they are tired of being disappointed. If any of this feels familiar, please hear this. There is nothing wrong with you. You have not failed, and you are not broken. You are simply living in a body that has changed and was never taught how to be supported properly. And that can be changed, not with pressure, not with guilt, not with expensive plans, but with understanding, patience, and the right kind of care. And that is where real hope begins. Here is the promise, and it is a realistic one, grounded in medical research and decades of geriatric experience. You do not need money to build a healthier body after 60. You do not need a gym. You do not need supplements. You do not need complicated programs or strict diets. What you need are simple, gentle habits that work with your aging body, not against it. According to Dr. Atul Gawande, author of Being Mortal, quality of life in later years is shaped more by daily function than by medical intervention. In other words, small actions repeated consistently can preserve independence, strength, and dignity. Research from the National Institute on Aging confirms that even light activity, simple food choices, and routine can improve balance, mood, circulation, digestion, and mental clarity in seniors, even in the 70s, 80s, and beyond. That means this is not about getting young again. It is about staying capable of walking, capable of thinking clearly, capable of living without constant fear of falling, failing, or fading. And the most encouraging part, many of the strongest health tools are already around you. Your own body, your breath, your daily routine, your awareness. These are free, always have been. You do not need to overhaul your life. You do not need to be perfect. You do not need to move fast. You only need to move gently, consistently, and kindly. The changes we are about to discuss are safe, accessible, and designed specifically for older bodies, not young athletes. No pressure, no extremes, no unrealistic expectations, just steady improvement. And yes, real results. Because the human body, even in later years, is more adaptable than most people are ever told. Before we go further, it is important to say this gently and respectfully. This information is for educational purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice. Every person's body is different. Every medical history is different. And after 60, it is always wise to speak with your doctor, nurse practitioner, or healthcare provider before making significant changes to your routine, especially if you have chronic conditions, take medications, or are recovering from illness or surgery. Doctors such as Dr. Michael Greger and Dr. Roseanne Leipzig, a geriatric specialist at Mount Sinai, emphasize that lifestyle improvements should be individualized, not forced. This is not about pushing your body. It is about listening to it. If something feels painful, dizzying, or unsafe, you stop. If something feels supportive and gentle, you continue. Your safety comes first, always. Think of what you are about to learn as options, not obligations. Tools, not rules. You remain in control. And that is exactly how it should be. Why the body changes after 60, and why common advice fails seniors. After 60, the human body does not suddenly break, but it does change, and these changes are very real, very physical, and very misunderstood. Understanding them is the key to regaining control. First, muscle mass naturally declines with age. Doctors call this sarcopenia. The National Institute on Aging explains that adults can lose up to 3 to 5% of muscle per decade after 40, and the pace often increases after 60. Less muscle means less strength, slower movement, weaker balance, and higher risk of falls. But here is what many people are not told. Muscle loss is not just about age, it is about inactivity. When the body is not used, it slowly shuts down systems to save energy. This is not failure. This is survival biology. The body is always adapting to how it is treated. Second, metabolism slows down. This means the body burns fewer calories at rest. So if eating habits stay the same, weight can creep up even without overeating. Extra weight then puts pressure on the joints, the heart, and the lungs. Third, circulation becomes less efficient. Blood vessels stiffen. The heart works harder. Oxygen delivery slows. This is why many seniors feel cold easily, get tired quickly, or feel short of breath. Fourth, the nervous system becomes more sensitive. Balance reactions slow. Reflexes are not as quick. This is why falls become more common, not because people are careless, but because the body's warning systems are slower. Fifth, digestion changes. Stomach acid may decrease. The gut may become sluggish. Nutrients may not absorb as efficiently. This is why bloating, constipation, and low energy are common complaints. Now here is the critical part. Most health advice does not account for these changes. You are told to exercise harder, eat less, push through discomfort, follow strict routines. But older bodies do not respond well to punishment. They respond to support. According to Dr. Kenneth Cooper, a pioneer in preventive medicine, seniors need movement, not intensity. Consistency, not extremes. When older adults try to follow young person fitness plans, 3 things usually happen. 1, they get injured. 2, they get exhausted. 3, they quit. Then they blame themselves. But the truth is, the advice was wrong for their stage of life. Another problem is fear. Many seniors are afraid to move because they fear falling, hurting joints, or triggering pain. So they sit more. But sitting weakens muscles. Weak muscles increase fall risk. And the cycle continues. This is what geriatricians call the downward spiral of inactivity. Not because people are lazy, but because they are trying to protect themselves. And this is where the misunderstanding becomes dangerous, because the body needs gentle use to stay alive. As Dr. Joanne Manson from Harvard Medical School explains, light daily movement is one of the strongest predictors of healthy aging, stronger than many medications. Not extreme workouts, not expensive programs, but simple, regular motion. The same is true for food. After 60, the body needs more nutrients, not less food. But many seniors eat less because appetite drops. This leads to weakness, dizziness, and low immunity. So they think, I'm eating less, why am I gaining weight? Or, I'm not hungry, why am I so tired? Because the body is undernourished, not overfed. And finally, sleep. Sleep becomes lighter, more fragmented, less restorative. And poor sleep raises inflammation, increases pain sensitivity, and worsens memory. So now you can see nothing is wrong with you. Your body is simply operating under new rules. And once you understand those rules, you can work with them, not against them. That is exactly what we will do next. Now we come to the most important part. Not theory, not warnings, but real practical actions that work for older bodies and cost nothing. These are the same principles recommended by geriatric doctors, physiotherapists, and longevity researchers, simplified for everyday life. You do not need to do all of them. You do not need to be perfect. Even 1 or 2 can change how you feel. Let's begin. 1. Daily gentle walking. The most powerful free medicine. What it is: simple walking around the house, in the yard, in the street, in the corridor, even inside the room. Why it helps seniors, Dr. Thomas Frieden, former CDC director, called walking the closest thing we have to a wonder drug. It improves circulation, strengthens legs, supports balance, lowers blood sugar, lifts mood, and protects the heart. For older adults, walking preserves independence, reduces fall risk, improves digestion, improves sleep, reduces joint stiffness. Studies in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society show that seniors who walk daily maintain mobility far longer than those who remain sedentary. Common mistake: trying to walk too fast or too far and then stopping altogether due to pain or fatigue. How to do it safely: start with 5 minutes. That's it. Slow pace, upright posture, short steps. If needed, hold a wall or railing. You can walk. After meals. While talking on the phone, while waiting for tea to boil, consistency matters more than distance. 2. Chair movement. Strength without fear. What it is: simple movements done while sitting, lifting legs, opening arms, rotating shoulders, bending forward gently. Why it helps seniors. According to physiotherapist Bob Anderson, author of Stretching, gentle movement keeps joints lubricated and muscles active. This prevents stiffness, weakness, and pain. Chair movements. Protect knees and hips. Improve circulation. Reduce back stiffness. Build confidence. This is especially helpful for those afraid of falling. Common mistake: thinking this is too easy to matter and not doing it. How to do it safely. Sit tall, feet flat, lift one leg slowly, lower it, then the other. Open arms wide, close them. Roll shoulders gently. 2 to 3 minutes at a time, several times a day. This tells your body, I am still alive, I am still moving. And the body listens. 3. Breathing deeply. Free therapy for the nervous system. What it is: slow, deep breathing using the belly, not the chest. Why it helps seniors. Dr. Herbert Benson from Harvard Medical School proved that slow breathing activates the relaxation response. It lowers blood pressure, reduces stress hormones, improves oxygen flow, and calms the heart. For seniors, deep breathing reduces anxiety, improves sleep, reduces dizziness, improves energy. Many older adults breathe shallowly without realizing it. This starves the body of oxygen. Common mistake: holding breath or breathing too quickly. How to do it safely. Sit comfortably. Inhale through nose for 4 seconds. Hold 1 second. Exhale slowly through mouth for 6 seconds. Repeat 5 times. Do this before sleep, after waking, when feeling anxious. This costs nothing, yet it directly supports your heart and brain. 4. Sunlight exposure. Nature's free vitamin. What it is: spending time in natural daylight. Why it helps seniors. Sunlight triggers vitamin D production, which supports bones, muscles, immunity, and mood. Dr. Michael Hollick, a vitamin D researcher, emphasizes that deficiency is extremely common in older adults. Sunlight also regulates sleep cycle, improves mood, reduces depression, supports hormone balance. Common mistake: staying indoors all day or fearing the sun completely. How to do it safely. 10-15 minutes of sunlight on face, arms, or hands. Morning is best. No need to tan, no need to burn. Just sit near a window, on the balcony, or outside. Your body was designed for light. 5. Water before anything. The hydration habit. What it is: drinking water first thing in the morning and regularly throughout the day. Why it helps seniors. As we age, the thirst signal weakens. This leads to chronic dehydration, which causes fatigue, dizziness, constipation, confusion, joint pain. Dr. Sharon Brangman, geriatrician, explains that many ER visits in seniors are due to dehydration, not disease. Common mistake: waiting until thirsty. How to do it safely. Drink a glass of water after waking. Small sips throughout the day, even if not thirsty. This supports every system in your body. 6. Eating simply, not less, but better. What it is: choosing basic, whole foods over processed ones. No diet, no restriction, just simplification. Why it helps seniors. According to Dr. Walter Willett, Harvard, whole foods reduce inflammation and protect organs. Older bodies digest simpler foods more easily. Good choices: eggs, lentils, vegetables, fruits, yogurt, beans, whole grains. These are often cheaper than processed food. Common mistake: skipping meals or eating only bread and tea. How to do it safely. Add one real food per meal. That's it. Not perfection, just improvement. Your body needs building material. 7. Standing up. More often, the anti-aging signal. What it is: breaking long sitting periods by standing. Why it helps seniors. Prolonged sitting is linked to poor circulation, weak muscles, and higher mortality. Dr. James Levine from Mayo Clinic calls sitting the new smoking. Standing activates muscles, improves balance, improves circulation. Common mistake: sitting for hours without moving. How to do it safely. Every 30-60 minutes, stand up, stretch, walk 10 steps, sit again. This alone reduces decline. 8. Sleep routine, the hidden healer. What it is: going to bed and waking at the same time daily. Why it helps seniors. Sleep repairs muscles, brain, and immunity. Dr. Matthew Walker, sleep scientist, explains that irregular sleep increases inflammation and memory decline. Common mistake: napping all day, then struggling at night. How to do it safely. Short naps only. Dim lights at night. No screens before bed. Your body loves rhythm. 9. Purposeful movement. Doing, not exercising. What it is: cleaning, gardening, cooking, folding clothes, sweeping. Why it helps seniors. These activities use real-life muscles and improve coordination. According to the Blue Zone's research, long-living populations stay active through daily tasks, not gyms. Common mistake: avoiding activity because it feels tiring. How to do it safely. Do slowly. Rest often. Continue gently. Movement is life. 10. Social connection, the longevity nutrient. What it is: talking, visiting, calling, interacting. Why it helps seniors. Dr. Julianne Holt-Lundstad's research shows loneliness increases mortality risk as much as smoking. Connection. Reduces depression, improves immunity, improves cognition. Common mistake: isolating. How to do it safely. Short conversations, small interactions, even with neighbors. Your heart needs people. All of this costs nothing. No membership, no products, no payment, just awareness, just consistency, just kindness toward your body. And when done gently, these habits can change how you feel within weeks. Not because of magic, but because your body is designed to respond. At this point, some people may be thinking, is it really possible for my body to change at this age? And the honest answer, supported by medical science, is yes. The aging body is not fragile. It is responsive. Dr. Linda Fried, former dean of Columbia University's Public Health School, explains that even in the 80s and 90s, the body can regain strength, balance, and function when given the right signals. Not intense signals, but gentle, repeated ones. Your muscles can still wake up. Your circulation can still improve. Your balance can still strengthen. Your energy can still rise. Not overnight, not dramatically, but steadily. And that is how real change happens. Many seniors are surprised when, after a few weeks of gentle movement and better routines, they suddenly notice less stiffness in the morning, easier walking, better sleep, more stable balance, brighter mood. Small improvements, but meaningful ones. And those small improvements build confidence. Then confidence builds momentum. Then momentum builds hope. This is not about becoming someone else. It is about returning to yourself, the version of you that could move without fear, think without fog, live without constant discomfort. And here is something very important. You are not late. There is no deadline for health, no expiration date for improvement. As long as you are breathing, your body is listening, and it is never too old to be treated with care. Now let's bring everything together, not as a program, not as a schedule, but as a way of living that feels natural and doable. Because the goal is not to work on your health. The goal is to live in a way that supports your health without thinking about it. This is what doctors call lifestyle integration. Instead of, I need to exercise, it becomes, I move while I live. Instead of, I need to be healthy, it becomes, I choose gently. For example, you wake up, drink water, open the window, take a few deep breaths. That is already 3 health habits, without effort. You walk to the kitchen, stand while waiting, stretch your shoulders. That is movement. You prepare food, chop vegetables, wash dishes, tidy up. That is functional strength. You sit, you stand again after 30 minutes. That is circulation. You talk to a neighbor, smile, laugh. That is emotional health. This is exactly how long-living populations in Okinawa, Sardinia, and Ikaria live. As described in Dan Buettner's Blue Zones research, they do not work out. They simply do life with movement, purpose, and connection. And this is why it works so well for seniors. No pressure, no performance, no comparison, just rhythm. Even your mindset becomes part of your health. Dr. Ellen Langer, Harvard psychologist, showed that how people think about aging affects how their bodies respond. Those who believe decline is inevitable tend to decline faster. Those who stay engaged tend to stay capable. This is not denial. This is biology responding to belief. Your routine shapes your body. Your habits shape your future. Your attitude shapes your resilience. And the beautiful part? You are in control of all 3. If you have listened this far, it tells me something important about you. It tells me you care. It tells me you are paying attention. And it tells me you have not given up on yourself. That matters more than you may realize. Healthy aging is not about perfection. It is not about discipline. It is not about forcing your body to behave. It is about respect. Respect for what your body has carried you through. Respect for what it still wants to do. Respect for the life you are still living. And if even one small idea from this video helps you move a little more, breathe a little deeper, or treat yourself a little kinder, then it has done its job. If you feel comfortable, I would love to hear from you in the comments. Just write your age and one small habit you are willing to try. Nothing big, nothing dramatic, just one. If this message felt helpful, consider gently tapping the like button so more people can see it. And if you would like calm, supportive guidance like this in the future, you are welcome to subscribe. No pressure, no rush, just an open door. Remember, you are not weak. You are not late. You are not invisible. You are still here, and your health still matters.